to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Birkdale Village and also Denver on Highway 16. Go on by there, tell them Joe sent you, and your first cigar is on me. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We have been going strong for 12 years. We have well over 900 small business owners and community leaders that we have interviewed. Julie actually got a number. Let me see. The new number is 949 interviews to date. 748 videos on our YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe to Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Joe Vagnone Business Broker. You can see 748 different interviews. It really is unique. It's been broken out so you can decide whether you want to look by industry or topic. It's just an exceptional job that they've done. Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Please subscribe. We hope that you will enjoy this and all of our talks that we have had over the years. This show and all of our shows is live on the radio, live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, live on the chain. Those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn, and any podcast area, any place you get your podcasts, you also can watch this show as well. Of course, we're live on the radio. When we go to break on the radio, because we got to make some money on the radio, we stay live on the book, tubes, X, and the chain, so you can still hear us kind of prepping for the next stage or whatever. If you want to be part of the show, Julie, she's been with me 10 years, is monitoring Facebook, and she will be able to guide your question to me, and we will be happy to try and answer that the best that we can, which is a good time for me to say that Julie's been with me 10 years, and everybody needs a Julie. Thank you, Julie, for all that you do. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Now, if you've been listening to this show enough, you know that we don't do this show without a co-host. Somebody's actually got to keep this thing together. And today it is my friend, whether he will admit it or not, Brian Kennedy. You should know him. He's been we call him our substitute. Like we you know, whenever we need somebody, substitute teacher, that, you know, we always call Brian, because Brian always says, okay, I'm there, I'll do it. Brian is the chief catalyst and encourager of Brian Kennedy Global. My friend Brian, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me, Joe. It's a pleasure to be here. And, you know, I was doing a little calculation this afternoon, and this is my 5th time on the show in a year as a co-host.
That might be a record.
It may be. I don't know. But I do know that means you were only able to do 47 shows without me.
Okay. Well, let's see how you do for this one.
Oh, let's
just see if you get called back for another one. How many? You said 5? Let's see if you get called back for 6.
Oh, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. I always deliver when I get into the game. Julie found out that when I played college basketball at the Citadel, I was never the 5th man. I was always the 6th, 7th, or 8th. So whenever she needs to get a little pickup in the game and somebody can't play, she calls me in and puts me in the game.
She just informed me you got the entire month of January 2020. She gave you a whole month.
She gave me a whole month. Isn't that something?
Wow. So, what is Brian Kennedy Global? What's that all about?
Well, I see myself as a catalyst for small business owners who want to be a better business person, who wants to better serve their clients and customers. Someone who wants to be thought of when somebody thinks of a service or product, they think of their name, which is a preeminent level of top of mind thinking. And that's what we do, is we work with business owners to achieve that kind of work. And all we ask of them to do is do the work and reap the benefits.
So I think you know that we can get just about any coach we want locally, to come on the show. We choose you for a reason, and it's because of your background. Can you just kind of briefly? You only got a minute or so. Give us your background, because I want people to hear that don't know. Your background is it's impressive.
Well, I started out in the field actually as a rehabilitation counselor in South Carolina, working with handicapped youth of working age, helping them overcome the handicap, learn how to work, and help get them jobs. I knew I wasn't going to be able to support a family there the way I wanted to, so I went into sales. Immediately, my blood pressure went down. Amazing. So after 20 years with American Greetings Corporation, I was a vice president. I had a team of about 35 managers reporting to me. And I realized that I wasn't a manager, I wasn't a VP, I was a coach. So when they asked me to move to Cleveland, Ohio, and I said, I don't think so, and they said, well, we'll see you later. then I opened my own coaching business and started associating with speakers, coaches, trainers, and business folks, developing a network of knowledgeable people that would
What year was that you started that? What year was that you started? You remember?
I actually started in 1999.
And that was you were. How do I say this? I mean, that coaching wasn't a common thing back then. I mean, it is now. Yeah. But you were at the front edge of that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have been if I hadn't had the opportunity to meet some people who really understood how to feed into clients, how to serve clients instead of provide a service and get paid for it.
Right.
And my whole theory and philosophy and work is based on serving, not doing.
And one of your mentors is Zig Ziglar, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And that impresses me. I just try and get as much as I can his information.
I know, and I was on a call this morning from Dallas, Texas. There's a Ziglar Monday morning devotional. And all the people that have been associated with Zig Ziglar over the years is on that. So sometimes we have anywhere from 25 to 50 top trainers, speakers, coaches. We're on there. It's like a locker room at the first half without the language, and right. The second half is a devotional, and we all just leave from there and develop better networks.
And it's amazing how many people's lives he's touched for years. It really is. Just a remarkable man.
Probably hundreds of millions.
Yeah. Let's take a break and we'll come back, because you got to do some kind of article from the Google. Is this your own article, or did you get this from the Google?
No, I actually got that from a newsletter that I picked up.
Okay.
Yep.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I'm here with Brian Kennedy. We'll be right back. This is where your business matters. No problemo.
The first segment.
No problemo.
Is that falling?
Yep, a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
Well, you won't have that problem when you're over here.
Okay.
We're going to try it one more time. Okay. If it does it again, when we do the switch, then I'm going to switch it.
Okay.
Yep.
So how was that, Tiffany? Did you...
You guys did great.
She just teases me, and I deal with it. You know?
Brian, we have 169 subscribers for my YouTube channel. Now, I know you're making fun of 169 because it's not Kardashian numbers of 169 million.
Who's Kardashian?
But I want you to know, I did some research. Less than 5% of the people, now we're talking 206 million, I think it's million people have a YouTube channel.
At least. Right? Yeah, at least.
Only 5% have more than 200.
Wow.
subscribers. So I'm trying to get to the top 5%. You understand?
You-
I'm at 169, trying to get to 200.
There you go.
I'm trying to get to 200. So I just wanted you to know that before you make fun of me when I say 169, because we're on our way.
I wouldn't make fun of you for that.
It's funny, I tell you all this and just because I could remember when we had one and Julie said, you need to ask for subscribers. I said, what are they subscribing to? What is that?
They just hit the subscribe button on YouTube and they get it.
And it wasn't until I figured out what a short was that I understood what a subscriber was. And the shorts help us get to subscribers, you
Right.
understand?
Right.
You don't realize this, Brian, but I'm getting all up into social media. Listen, I used to be one of the most spectacular guerrilla marketing masters in the world. I was exceptional. You know, I used to have a bunch of restaurants inside office buildings, and you want to know one of my best marketing strategies that I had? I made a flyer, and I hand wrote this, by the way, okay? And I said, where you going to go when you want a sloppy Joe?
30 seconds.
Joe's place at lunchtime, and I slide it under the door.
I love
Back
it.
to restaurant. I mean,
That's
that's the
awesome.
best marketing any man could do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to figure that out for social media, too.
15.
Crazy stuff works.
At the time, I didn't think it was crazy. I just
Yeah, but I mean,
No,
yeah.
you're right.
All right, here we go. 5,
Nobody likes Joe.
2,
He's got no friends.
1.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from Burner Cigar Studio. It is where I buy all my cigars. I'm telling you, they are exceptional premium cigars. Go by and see them at Brookdale Village and also Denver on Highway 16. Burner Cigar. Tell them Joe sent you, and your first cigar is on me. This is Local Biz Now. I hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here. Your business matters. And today it matters to Brian Kennedy. Brian Kennedy is Chief Catalyst and Encourager at Brian Kennedy Global. And listen, that's a little bit of fluffy adjectives there, but you do encourage all of your people. You are very positive in your coaching. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I appreciate being known for that. Don't ask me.
You hesitated, or you suggest from time to time you get a bat out and beat on them?
No, I'm thinking about a proverb that Solomon wrote over 3,000 years ago that said, let somebody else's voice
Okay.
cheer you on instead of your own.
Then I'm going to do the cheering, because I do find you as a very positive coach, helping people, encouraging them along the way. So I like your tagline, Chief Catalyst and Encourager.
Well, the temperature today is only 95, but everybody's thinking about the heat index of 104.
Now you're trying to make me mad.
But you feel better at 95.
Now you're trying to make me mad. See, for those of you listening, we're in a studio that the AC is not working, and Joe doesn't get real happy when he's hot and sweaty right now. So, Joe, the board operator, trying to be pleasant. It's cooling down a little bit, he said, as he's wiping his brow. I said, no, it's not. And Brian just had to be Mr. Positive and say, well, a positive person would see that it's 96 degrees out. I said, Brian, it's 103. Effectively, there's nothing positive about that. And he was accusing me of being a negative person. I almost threw him out of here, to be honest with you. I was just too hot to exude the energy to do it.
And that wouldn't have been too bad because my car has air conditioning.
But that's just another example of Brian likes to take the positive side of the situation. So that being said, I don't want to hear any more about the heat. Got it?
Got it.
It's hot.
Well, that's you. You're hot as can be. And every week, every Monday from 4 to 5.
I even brought a little fan in, so Brian must be getting more of that fan than I am right about now. So Brian, okay, you brought in an article. I read the article because I do my homework, okay?
Yes, sir.
You understand? Mm-hmm. I'm going to let you talk about the article. But can I tell you what I got from it before we get started?
Please.
You want me to believe that a leader is a coach. Is that a fair interpretation of where we're headed here today?
Yes.
Okay, because I never considered myself, small business people, we don't want to be leaders. We just have to be, right? You know what I mean? Because everybody's looking at us for the answer. So I guess we better come up with one. So I never really considered myself a leader, although I've always been pretty good at running businesses and managing people. And I've always considered myself an exceptional Pop Warner coach, right? Middle school coach, right? But I never actually put them together. I probably would have been more successful as a leader if I would have considered that. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I can't go back to your history, but you tend to get more out of people and help them achieve more when they want to be part of the solution and they can see where they're going for themselves, not as much as where they're going for somebody who doesn't care about them.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and get this. Your article is What Great Leaders Do Differently.
Yes.
And so you want to take it from here. It looks like the first thing you want to talk about is feedback is important.
That's right. These articles, I subscribe to a newsletter, The Daily Coach, and it was started by George Raveling, who used to coach at Maryland, and he coached at Southern Cal. And he's one of the brilliant minds of basketball. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is that athletic coaches, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, volleyball, they all are great leaders. Their teams win when they're great leaders, and they empower their players to play. So one of the things that struck out to me was that the art of feedback is always praise your people when a job is well done in public. When they do something well, praise them in public. But if they mess something up, take them into the office and have a chat. And the manager says, how could you let this happen? Whereas the coach would say, tell me about this. And I had one of my direct supervisors at American Greetings when I was there was one of the latter. I had to call him one day, and he said, we just lost $1 million account. And he said, okay, tell me about it. What was the process?
Oh, because I'd have been chapping you to no end. You understand that?
Oh, yeah.
We'd have been in a fight, wouldn't we, in the middle of the floor?
Yeah. And you wouldn't have this show.
That's exactly right.
So we talked about it. And from the lessons learned, here's the key. By having that feedback from him one-on-one, I could take the lessons learned and move on. And that led us to open an account with the largest supermarket chain in the state of Texas, which was $110 million over a 5-year period.
Okay, got it. And I find as a small business leader, feedback is difficult because sometimes I don't know that we want to hear what's coming, right? And a lot of times it's difficult to solve the problem. I'm hot in here, right? That AC is not big enough for this room, right? But that's a big problem. Meanwhile, I have to conduct business while I'm trying to solve that problem. So the feedback sometimes really is hard to hear.
Well, coaching begins not in the field. It begins in the hiring practice. Because you notice the second part of this is the coach's job is to bring culture. And when you have a culture of folks that are working towards a mission and work together towards that mission and will support each other towards that mission, you've really got a team. And coaches do very well coaching teams as opposed to individuals attempting to make themselves look good at the expense of somebody else.
Okay, so let's look at this because what you're talking about is culture as a defining. Is it a educational training as I'm interviewing, or is it a culture I want to make sure you, as the person I'm hiring, can accept? Like when is it we're having this culture conversation?
We're having a culture. Actually, it's not a culture conversation. It's how a person is answering and how they present themselves. You're really measuring attitude. And for example, I asked in an interview one time, I asked an applicant, tell me about yourself. And the response was, what do you want to know?
You didn't like that?
Well, no, because now that's a game. because I don't know anything about a person applying for the job.
Right.
So I want them to tell me what they believe is important. And if they can tell me what's important and what is valuable to them and what they value without me having to ask what you value, if they can tell me that in a conversation about their life, then I know if they meet the values of my organization.
So you're confusing me here because attitude, listen, let me tell you something. If I had a dime for every time I told somebody I didn't like their attitude, right? I mean, matter of fact, they get mad at me if I say that because to them, they don't know what that means. But when you're describing culture, I probably could put that into some bullet point. Here's some things I'd like. We all do at this, at this restaurant. We all smile. We all greet the customers. Blah 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 blah. Right?
We all help out.
Got it. And so, figuring out who to hire, that attitude was very difficult on the front end. Very challenging.
Well, people don't spend time. That's another factor of business owners is they're so busy that they don't believe they have time to study how to improve the hiring process.
Oh, that's amen. Because I'm busy. And if you want to work, I'll put you to work tomorrow. Come on. Right.
Yeah. And I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I said something about Chick-fil-A's mission statement doesn't mention chicken at all. Has nothing to do with chicken. Their mission statement is to be the best quick service restaurant at serving and keeping customers. They just use chicken to do it.
So one of your statements is to help drive creativity and curiosity. Is that like a standard for you? Like those two things need to be. You're not going to hire me if you don't think I'm a creative person. Is that important for you?
No, creativity is not important to me, but it's not as important. You don't have to be creative to go to work for me, but you have to be curious. And the curiosity...
So creativity or curiosity, one of those have to...
At least one. You need at least one. If you don't have either, you're out. If you have both, you'll probably soar, or be sore. But from all the hard work. But the point there is that if I have curiosity, I want to invest in how I become better. We see a lot of people today want more money, but they don't want to produce a better product. They don't want to be better at their job.
Okay.
They don't take the time to do those things.
You've only got a minute, but you're also saying in this article that I need to be resilient. How do you figure out if I'm resilient in an interview? And you've only got 30 seconds to do it.
Well, that's the stories that you have when I ask you questions about your background.
Oh, got it.
It's your stories. A great question to ask is, tell me about your successes. And then following that is, well, who do you credit for that?
Right. Well, I don't have a success without first telling you why it was a problem, right? And then I had to solve it. So that would fit for me, right?
Sure. And then the next one is, tell me about your failures and who do you see is responsible for that? And anybody who says anything other than, well, I'm responsible for my failures, right, is not curious on how to become better.
Oh, no, I'm blaming Julie. No. I can't take responsibility for that. I gotta blame Julie. Okay, let's take a break and we'll come back.
Okay.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I'm here with Brian Kennedy. What great leaders do differently. We'll be right back.
Maybe after those questions, it's seated.
We got a couple of shorts in that one, I think.
Yeah, I think
a couple of good shorts in that.
Yeah.
Switch it around.
Yeah.
That was a good article.
It was.
For you.
I look at coaches all the time, and one of the biggest resources that I look at today is Nick Saban.
Tiffany, are you ready to go?
Sure am.
All right, Julie's got all of your bullet points on your article on the Facebook.
Okay, super.
Such and such on the book.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Julie's interview
Like I said, feel free to
went
go
like
ahead.
this. My wife's name is Ronnie. Ronnie said we'd be a good fit. When you want to start?
Well, I hired a guy for a sales position in American Greetings once who was a PGA golf caddy, had no college, no retail experience, but he was a problem solver. And that's what made me bring him in, because all we did was, and when we went to retail stores, is we were problem solvers for the retailer, so he could sell more product through the register.
Right.
And that's why I hired him. My boss went crazy, and I said, well, Dan, let me ask you a question. He said, what? I said, did he take the pre-hire assessments? He said, yes. Did he do well on the pre-hire assessments? He said, yes. I said, why are you questioning me?
All right.
I had a great boss. I actually said to my boss one time, I said, well, Dan, if you want to do my job, you can fire me and let me go, and you can do it. And he said, that's probably something you want to save for a different conversation down the road. Let's work on something else.
Okay, Tiffany, sit back, relax, take the conversation any way you want to go. You now officially see, you got about 2 minutes to run out of here if you don't want to be on the show. Other than that, relax and enjoy yourself.
What brought you to North Carolina?
The weather. Except in the summer, I would like to go back to Michigan. But the rest of the year, we enjoy the weather here.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
I was telling these guys before you came, there's only 2 seasons in Texas, summer and August.
Oh, man.
Joe, will you please let Wilton know that I'm hot? I think I'm going to blame Wilton.
I've got some good friends from Michigan. They're deep into
Wilton
the big
needs
blue.
to know how hot
my
we are.
stepson is into the deep blue. He
Because
went to
he's
the
probably
Naval
laughing
Academy.
at us right now.
I thought he was pretty smart.
Yeah.
Then he went in the Marine Corps, and I thought he wasn't as smart as I thought he was. Then he got out of the Marine Corps, and I thought he was pretty smart.
Yeah.
Then he went to Michigan on to get a master's degree, and I said, God, he is really smart. And then he got out, and he went to Washington, D.C. as a presidential fellow, and then he went back in the Marine Corps, and I said, well, maybe he's not that bright.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny.
But he is a sharp kid. He's a sharp kid. Everybody I've ever met from University of Michigan was sharp.
Well, thank you for that compliment. I'll take it.
I played in a basketball tournament, a street tournament in Dallas once, and we went to the finals, and the team that beat us, it was a double elimination, so they beat us twice, and the team that beat us had 2 Michigan players on it. Yeah.
Brian, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir?
How hot you got to be to die of heat frustration?
Heat frustration?
Heat frustration.
Oh, that could be 80. Frustration.
I made that up my own self.
That's pretty good.
You like that?
Yeah. Man, it's 62 degrees down here. I'm going to die of heat frustration.
That's right. That's right.
I like that.
I'm going to die from heat frustration. I made that up my own self.
I'm moving around like it.
Joe don't even care.
It won't.
It will not. It's just making me hotter.
No, you just sit in one place.
Just
and
think of you
breathe.
in Michigan right now. I bet it's 70 degrees in Michigan.
Breathe slowly.
It's usually nice and mild. Like the real hot days in Michigan are 85. So summer is usually around 75.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
Beautiful.
It's real nice. Yeah. Summer in Michigan's fantastic. I recommend it.
My favorite place for climate is San Diego.
Oh, yeah?
It's 70 all the time.
70
Yeah.
and sunny every single day.
Every single day.
Oh.
It rains like 30 days a year.
Yeah.
It's like watching the movie Groundhog Day over and over and over, expecting the weather to change.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Bagno. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. And we thank you for tuning in and listening. My co-host today is Brian Kennedy. He is the Chief Catalyst and Encourager at Brian Kennedy Global. Brian, thank you, my friend, for being here. I really do appreciate it.
I really appreciate it.
And we just got done talking about an article, What Great Leaders Do Differently. You can see all of those bullet points on the book. Julie is managing that now where we are live. We're live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, live on the chain, and live on the radio. Those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn, and any podcast, any place you get your podcast, and live on WSIC. And we would love to have your feedback. Just go to the book, and Julie will plug you in, and we will try and answer your question the best that we can. And now that we're in the second half of the show, we can get down to business. Are you ready, Brian, to get down to some business? Business. We have Tiffany Roberts here. She is the owner of Walk Through Plans of Charlotte. I bet you don't know what Walk Through Plans of Charlotte is all about, do you?
I don't. I don't have a clue.
You're about to find out, though.
Exactly. Tiffany, thank you for being here. Please tell us, what is Walk Through Plans of Charlotte?
Well, thank you for having me on this afternoon.
You are so welcome.
Yeah, I opened this new business this spring. And what we do is we take your plans, such as blueprints, and we project them down onto the ground in real life, one-to-one scale. And you get to walk around through what will be your new home or your new commercial space.
Oh, I could so have used that when I was designing restaurants.
Oh, yes. It's great
so
for
helpful.
Restaurants. Yes.
So how does that happen? How walk me through how that happens? Can you do it outside? Where does that happen at?
Sure. So we have a design studio located in Huntersville, right at the corner of 77 and Gilead Road. We're right between Charlotte and Lake Norman. So we bring you into our design studio where we have it all hooked up with all the technology that we need.
So you've got this big open space.
Exactly.
And you can drop my space into that.
Yes. It's like a big warehouse where we are virtually building your new building.
Interesting.
So that way you can go walk around it, explore, figure out what are all the potential issues that you didn't notice when it was just a drawing on paper.
Like the refrigerator's in the wrong spot in the kitchen,
yes.
or the sink doesn't fit, show me the right window to look out of, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes. There's
do they get those aha moments when they do that?
Definitely, yes. We've gotten great feedback from the clients so far. Depending on the size of the project, clients typically make anywhere from 5 to 10 changes during a session.
Oh, wow.
So if you extrapolate that on what's the cost of making one of those changes once construction started and the framing's gone up,
yeah.
It is way more expensive to make those changes later on in the process.
So I'm curious, is it more residential people or business? Because I sure could use this back when I was designing and building a lot of small restaurants where the efficiency of the space was really important. I could see this being a big commercial benefit.
Absolutely. So we can do any type of plans. It could even be outdoors for large landscaping projects. Maybe you're putting in a new pool and a barbecue or outdoor kitchen, something like this in your yard. We can do that. Could also be...
So do I go to your place to see my yard? Is that how that works? Okay.
Exactly. Yes, we take your plans, and this could even be for a manufacturing facility. If you think of an assembly line, let's make sure it's as efficiently set up as possible. It could be, like you said, a restaurant.
That piece of equipment will fit in that room.
Right. It could be a gym, a school, a doctor's office, anything you can think of. We can definitely show you your plans in real life and make sure you're happy with them.
So before we go any further, I want people to go. Julie will easily put your website on WSIC Facebook, walkthroughplans.com. Do I have that correct?
That's right. And through is spelled THRU.
Okay. Walkthroughplans.com. com. And if where else could they go if they wanted to reach you? How could somebody listening right now? Is there any place better for them to reach you other than the website?
Sure. We've got an Instagram page that is walkthroughplans_Charlotte. We're also on Facebook if you just search Walkthrough Plans Charlotte, or they can send me an email at charlotte@walkthroughplans.com.
So we've got about 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes before this segment is over. How did we get here? Because you couldn't possibly wake up on a Tuesday and say, I think I want to show people plans. How did this happen?
Sure. So I've always been big into DIY. I will do my own projects at my own house often. And, through that process, I got very interested in construction, architecture. I had been working in corporate America, and I was sick of the desk job, always wanted to have my own business.
The desk and the cubby just curl my toes.
Right, yeah. Right. So I saw someone in a video walking around on their floor plans online. It was like a TikTok video or something like this, and I was just completely amazed and kind of stopped what I was doing and said, I need to find out more about this right now. This looks amazing.
So is this a licensing or franchising program?
It is licensing, yes. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah. So it's my own business, but they are providing all the technology and branding.
How many other operations do they have this throughout the country? Because you're the first time I've ever heard of anybody doing this.
Yes, there's a handful of them. I am the first and only in the Carolinas at this time. So if you need this service, come on to Charlotte and I'll help you out. I'm sure more will be popping up. The technology is super new, so it is slowly spreading throughout the U.S., so I'm sure it will be in a state near you sooner or later.
What about, I got an existing home that's 45 years old, and can you give me a detail? I don't have any plans of my home, but can you give me those plans so that then I can start reimagining what I want to do? Can you do that?
Definitely. Yeah. If you want to do a remodel, if you start working with a contractor to kind of get that underway, we can absolutely work with your contractor and show you some before and after plans. Say this was your original and now this is what it could be if you decide to move forward.
Right. Okay. So you woke up on a Tuesday and decided I'm tired of the cubby. Right. Yeah. I'm ready to do this. Mm-hmm. What was the first thing that went in your mind to mentally say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go out on my own?
It was always just a passion of mine to have my own business. But there was never a particular business that
you had a passion for.
Yes, exactly. That I was super interested in until I saw this one. And it was so new and unique. I thought it would be an awesome opportunity.
I mean, I can tell, Kevin, Brian, you can tell that she's got a real passion for this. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a unique passion. My brother is an architect, so I see that passion in you that he had as well for just space, right? Some people talk about numbers. You like to talk about space.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm so interested in the best use of space. Furniture placement, all of that.
Let's take a break and we'll come back. We'll talk some more.
Okay.
You are listening to Local Biz Now, where Tiffany Roberts is here with Walk Through Plans of Charlotte. We'll be right back.
So as we go through this, and I would ask this question.
Good.
Is there anything you want to talk about specifically that they know of a service that you provide, or is there something you want to make sure we mention?
I just want to kind of state who can use it a little more and why it's beneficial.
Okay.
I've got a question that I think would be important, and that is, as you look at this process, is it better to start with the consumer, or is it better to have a network of builders?
This is Reese.
A network of builders.
Tell Reese
is
I said,
fantastic,
I'm hot!
right? Because they can bring in all of their clients.
Okay, so my question will, if I get a chance to ask it, would be,
I'm letting him
And when I say who, I mean not necessarily individually, but what type
Right.
of people.
Yes.
Who are the people on the beginning end of this kind of project would be great connections for you?
Yes. Definitely. Ask me that.
I can remember if he'll give me time to do it. He always just, he sees me go to
You
start.
making fun
to,
of me again?
He goes, he sees me start to talk. He shuts me down right away. He said,
no.
He said, come on, coach, quit. But anyway, that's okay. Yeah, I would love to ask that question.
Okay.
Did you hear what I was mentioning?
I didn't
to
hear
him?
it, but go ahead and ask it when we come back.
Yes.
Okay.
Remind me what it is. When we, no,
and 10 seconds.
Brian, there's a reason why I wear these headsets.
you can't hear me.
No, when you two are over there talking, no.
Sure. Right. Do you simply do local work?
30 seconds.
Anybody can come see me.
3-0.
So if I knew a builder on the coast, they could send somebody up to.
Definitely.
All right, guys, 10 seconds.
Nobody likes him. He's got no friends.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Bagnone. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. I'm here with my co-host Brian Kennedy of Brian Kennedy Global, and we are talking and introducing and getting to know Tiffany Roberts, the owner of Walk Through Plans of Charlotte. It is just an extraordinary new business that it excites me, and it excites me to hear you get excited about it, right?
Yeah.
I go to your website, and there's a tagline that you guys use. It says, one investment, lifetime of benefit. That is so true.
Yes.
One time I go here, I walk through the space, I get a good, comfortable feel, or I change a few things, and the comfort of now spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to build my home, it just seems to make sense to me.
Yes. You know, one phrase that I tend to hear from everyone I talk to about this business is, man, I wish I would have had this when I was building my house, because there's one or two little things that bug me every single day. And if I had known, I would have changed this to begin with. Well, why are you going to spend, your life savings on building a brand new home just exactly how you want it? It gets done. You walk around your new house and realize you have a problem. Well, now who wants to spend $10,000 fixing that problem?
Right.
Not me.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm kind of a kitchen guy, right? So
Yeah.
I hate where my refrigerator is. It makes me walk around the island. And if I would have thought that through, I would have moved the refrigerator on the other side of the island.
Yep.
I hate where my dishwasher is because I got to step over something to put some dishes up. These are things that I could have easily found if I would have laid that out in advance, because you would have just naturally realized you're walking into something, right? So
Yes.
this is just very valuable information that you really do want to try and get. Brian, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, as I think about this, and you mentioned off air that it's the very beginning is where you want to start, and that made me think: is it better? Who is it that would be great connections for you? Obviously, consumers want to have this done well, but I would think that builders, who would be the key folks? Architects, home designers, builders.
If somebody's listening, a referral, who would that
Right.
be?
Yeah, who
Let's
would
let
that
them
be?
know.
Yeah, so definitely custom home builders. It could also be builders that specialize in commercial properties, architects, interior designers. If you do any sort of space planning, My facility is fabulous for that. And it could even be for exterior. If you are a landscape architect, this is an awesome tool for you. I try to say, if you're going to do more than redo your paint and flooring, or more than on the exterior just mowing your lawn or planting some flowers, if you're doing a big project, you definitely want to stop by and see us at Walkthrough Plans before you start that big project.
And again, that is walkthroughplans.com. It is just an exceptional concept. Okay, so walk me through starting your very first business. What's that look like? What's that feel like, I guess I should ask?
Of course, there's some nerves around it. I went from working for very large organizations where I was a small cog in the machine to now I'm wearing all the hats and doing all the things. And one day I go from sales, the next day it's maintenance on my building, and then the next day it's marketing. So just
welcome to our world.
Yeah, it's definitely different being a small business owner, but I absolutely love the freedom of my schedule. I have 2 small children, so I'm carting them around to and from school and all their activities. Wow. So I'm very busy with the mom and wife life outside of work. So this is just an awesome business where I can schedule my own appointments, I can work when I'm available, and then I can also preserve and protect those times when, my daughter has a competition or something that I need to be at.
Sure. That's one of the, probably the top, I don't know what you hear, Brian, but it's one of the top reasons I hear people get in business for themselves. It's so that their time is their time.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Los Angeles who built an entire business while she was at the hospital with her son, who was in the hospital for 30 weeks that year. And she built the business from his hospital room.
It's amazing.
And now she goes all over the country as she wants, but her business is always going with her, because she can do it where she wants, when she wants, how she wants. And she's also become, like you, a radio personality in Los Angeles.
So hope she's better than me, Brian. I hope so. So I'm curious, Tiffany. What was the upfit? Do you just get open space and drop some computers in? What does, because I don't know what this looks like, right?
Yes.
So it's a business. I'm not exactly sure what I'm asking, right? So
Yep.
what am I going to see when I walk in the front door?
Sure. So we've got a nice little lobby right when you walk in with some cold drinks, especially if it's a hot day out.
I sure could use one right now, Joe.
Oh, my goodness. So then you walk into the back, which is a large open warehouse space. We've got some really high ceilings. So we had to install a lot of internet cables as well as electric up into the ceiling to hook up our projectors. Make sure our internet is really strong and stable. Did some painting on the walls. We took the floor from just cement and put down a really nice epoxy coating on it, so that it is like a beautiful screen to look at, and the images can be high def, and not something blurry to look at.
So if I want to redo my backyard, am I actually going to get bushes and stuff that I'm going to be able to see where the bushes are going to look like and that sort of stuff? Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, so we can do, black and white plans, full color. We can project really anything that you might have plans for. We also have one large vertical wall that we project onto, so that can be the exterior elevations. It could be interior renderings of your kitchen. It could be, just a variety of different things. Anything that is a vertical elevation, we can use our large wall for that.
So if you already got an existing home or building, do you go there and measure that first so that you can load that into your computer? Is that how that works?
So I don't go there. What I do is the client, or it could be the architect or the builder, whomever they're working with, they email me a file with their plans.
Okay.
So I take that, upload it into my system, and then I'm able to project it and convert it into a huge life-size space.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, what's the one thing you want to tell somebody that's thinking about getting in business for themselves you wish you would have known?
Oh, that's a tricky question.
I wasn't trying to stump you.
I am such a new business owner. I feel like I am still trying
You
to
don't
get
know
all
yet
the
what
answers.
you're gonna stumble on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still trying to learn from all the experts and get everyone else's really great feedback.
Well, you're sitting next to one of the best right there.
Yes. Well, we'll definitely have to chat more after this, I think.
So the business, where did you find out about it? Was it just on the internet, and then you just started trolling and figuring out who they were? Because I never, you can imagine, I do this for a living, sell small businesses, hear a lot of licensing and franchising, and I had not heard of this one. So you stumped me on this one. So what did you hear about it?
So I saw a video on the internet, and then from there I started researching, what is this technology? Who offers it? Right now in the US, there's 2 main companies that do the same thing. So I kind of interviewed both of those companies and decided which one would be a better fit for me personally. Made that selection, went out to their headquarters, which is in Kentucky, met with the founder, had a nice tour of the facility, got into the nitty-gritty of all of the business details, and decided, yep, this is something I definitely want to do.
So let's back up for a minute, because you said something that's kind of intriguing to me. So there were 2 licensing programs.
Yes.
What was the distinguishing factor for you that made you choose one over the other? There's a lot of people that go through that.
Definitely. Price was a big factor, but then also, the value of what are you getting for that cost? How much hand-holding did I personally want or need? There's different levels of involvement from the different licensing groups there. So do I want someone who's going to be, very supportive with their marketing? Also, one of the...
So supportive that they're intrusive? Or...
right. One of the companies was going to take a monthly cut of my profits versus the other wasn't. So I found that to be very interesting.
What about the market? We've only got about a minute left. So you're a saleswoman. I heard you say that, right? so where are you going to go to generate and find clients and client profiles that work for you? What's that look like to get started?
I really enjoy doing the in-person networking. So I've found several different networking groups around the Lake Norman area that I have joined and gotten involved with, such as the Chamber of Commerce. And then also the different home builder association groups. Those are awesome to get involved with as well. Found a lot of great potential partners that way. So
one last time, give them how they can reach you if they want to walk through their plans live.
Sure. Send me an email to charlotte@walkthroughplans.com, or you can find us on Instagram at walkthroughplans_Charlotte or Facebook.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
You are listening to... Who are they listening to, Brian?
The local
Local Biz Now.
Local Biz Now.
Hey, your business matters.